Okay, so today we are going to be making some dreadlock extensions. I think my last video I told you guys I was going to record how I actually made them. Actually made a few already for a client. She wants 12-inch long locks and she wants them a little bit bigger than a pencil size. So this is what I started already. I'm going to take you through the process of how I make the locks. So this one I kind of already got going a little bit. So you're going to have Afro Pinky bulk hair. Make sure that it is 100% human hair. How do you know that? You can do the burn test or the dye test. The dye test always tells because synthetic hair is not going to dye. So either the burn test or the dye test will always tell. So this is what it looks like in its natural raw form. It comes like this all bundled up. So I simply just take a piece out, okay? And if I'm gonna split it in two again because I need to make 12-inch locks. So I'm gonna pull them and measure it out to what I think will make 12-inch locks. And again, she wants them thicker than the pencil size. So once I have that, I'm going to take my crochet needle, and this is just like how I did when I crocheted my locks in. You're simply going to take the needle, pull hair out. I don't know if you see this. Pull hair out, push it in, out, in. You can see it on this side. Let's see here. Out, in, out, in. And essentially you're just kind of tangling the hair up. So I did that to kind of keep it together. On the ends, what I like to do is fold it down like this, okay? And then out, in. And you're packing the hair together when you're making the locks. And it's important because you don't want them thin on some areas and thick in other areas. So it's all about really how you're doing this. See, out, in. And if it gets thinner, I simply just take a little bit more hair and I add it to it because I want them thick, nice thick locks. Again, out, in, out, in. And I use my 2 needle to do this just because I work quicker. You can surely use the one. It's just probably going to take you way longer to do it, especially if you're using the one. Again, I like to use the 2. I just work quicker. I go back in with the one to clean it up and making sure I don't have any thin areas. Again, pulling the hair out, pushing it in, out, in. And while I'm doing that, I am rotating the lock. You always want to make sure you rotate the lock along, because that way you will cover every area. See how much, and I will clean this up. I don't know if you can see how some of the hair is sticking out. I will clean that up. I'll go back in with my 1 needle. But you're simply just tangling it out, in, and I rotate my needle and I pull the hair in and out at the same time, like this. So, you know, it really doesn't take that long to do, but it is tedious. I will say that it is tedious. I'm making 70 locks for my client. She wanted 12 inches, a little thicker than a pencil. So this is a tedious process. I will say that. And I'm a bit of a perfectionist, so I like to make sure my stuff is nice and perfect before I give it to a client. So if you're going to be making locks, yeah, it is a tedious process. So again, out, in, and notice I'm just working my way down the lock. I Yeah, if I come to a part that looks smaller, like here, it might start be getting a little bit small, I just add a little more hair in here to make sure it's nice and thick for my client. She does not want thin locks. She's already actually has locks in her hair, but they are not human hair locks, and she wants to replace those with human hair locks. So I will be shipping these to her, and she can dye them, do whatever she wants to then wash them, because they are human hair. It is human hair. All right, up, down. Measure from the end to the base. Okay, this excess hair does not count. That's used to attach the lock. So I actually have more than enough, so we're actually going to cut off the top here. We don't need that. This will be used to attach into her hair. I'm just going to top it off and secure it right here. Again, this part will be used to attach in her hair. Okay, now I'll go back in with my one needle and just clean up some of my straggly hairs. Make sure my end, we don't like ends like that, so we're gonna clean that up, make sure that looks good. And I will do that with the one needle. Yeah, we won't want any straggly ends. Just go back in and clean it up. Anything where I can pull it out like that, that is not good. It's too loose, meaning the lock will be vulnerable. Again, if I can pull it like this, not good. Too loose. Okay, we don't want to be able to pull like that. So we keep going till we can't pull anymore. Again, loose hairs, we want to catch all of those. Now, you want to palm roll to give it that fresh, clean look. And voila, lock extension ready to go. It is 12 inches. Okay, 12 inches. That's the hair to attach it to your head, and it is larger than a pencil.